All right, before we watch that next one, we're gonna watch this one. I'm really interested on your take on this. This is all about, is the finals too competitive? So the casual versus competitive conversation is really big in every game that we play, right? Obviously. I'm obviously on the competitive side usually. This is called, is the finals too competitive? I'm really interested to see what people's opinion are on this. Not a whole lot of views. It's at like, what is it at now? Oh, never mind. Yeah, it's at 10K. So it should be on pace for about, but I really want to know what your guys' views are on this.
Hey,
I know.
So is it just me, or has the finals gotten way too competitive lately? I mean, I'm probably not the only one who feels like almost any time you hop into a quick cash match, there's at least 4 people acting like they have a $50,000 parlay riding on this.
So before we get too deep into this, the overarching idea for this video, it's not a long one, the competitive scene, from what I understand, I haven't watched it all yet, the competitive scene is ruining the finals because the competitive players are bleeding into the casual game modes. Now, this is my theory. Before I watch the video, I want to share my theory. I think, right, it is my belief, sweats don't exist. Sweats are not real. Sweaty players are not a real term. I think every single person in the world right now who games is just better than they were 20 years ago. As unk status as I am now, I think sweat is just a term you give to someone better than you. And that's just how it is. There are some people who take it a little bit too far. Maybe, again, at the end of the day, they're just better than you. I think that if you are someone who is complaining that casual games aren't casual enough now, I think it's just because the average gamer is so much better than the average gamer was 10 years ago that you are just not caught up with the times. Does that make sense? I don't think sweats are real.
Bobware just shared 1 bit. I very much dislike his point about the casual modes having good players in it. It's just a stupid point.
I think so. Yeah, Fruit people have gotten better. I love competition. Well, at the very base, and I don't know what points he's going to make. He could come around and it could be a clickbaity title, but I think it's an interesting subject nonetheless. If especially a game like the finals, which is supposed to be a game show, you know, even if you're playing quick cash, one, you're either practicing or getting ready, or even, I mean, you're playing to win. Right? People forget that there are games for different types of gamers, and Shocho sweats are a real thing. It's different people's perspective. He's a great example, actually. Unfortunately, I don't know how, just good at well above average at every fucking game he plays, which is so annoying because I'm not. But he's good at every game he plays, like above diamond level on every game he plays. Apex, Rivals, the finals. But he also plays like Kingdom Come Deliverance all the time. Like, I'm like, hey, you want to play the finals? He's like, no, it's frustrating. I'm going to play Kingdom Come Deliverance. That is a skill I just don't have. That would help my patience. But if you are tired of the sweatiness or whatever, quote unquote, and you go into a PvP game, my issue is if you want to play casually at the end of your workday and you hate that people are trying to win too hard in a game where you're supposed to try to win, why are you not playing Cyberpunk 2077? Why are you not playing Skyrim? Why are you not playing these single player story modes where the AI in that game is not going to be sweaty? That's my point. There is a genre out there for you. And there are multiplayer options there too, but that's how I feel. Let's see what points he makes. I'm yapping, but here we go.
Got lost. But seriously, what was
agree,
once
Bob.
a chaotic, fun game filled with quick laughs and wild plays is now filled with that. Plus rank mode tryhards dominating the feed in almost every casual game mode that the finals has.
See, I don't think that the rank mode tryhards, man. I just think the average finals player is that good.
But the main question I've been wondering is, why? Why does every match feel so exhausting? Why is everyone so competitive? And why is it all their fault? Well, stick around as we dissect exactly how the competitive scene has bled into the laid-back experience we all love, and what this could mean for the future of the finals.
I'm interested to see how he defends this case. Does comp ruin the
But
finals?
before we get into that, I think it's only fair to explain the game's beginnings. Taking y'all back a couple of years to December 7th, 2023, Embark Studios, after 2 rounds of open betas, finally releases the finals across all 3 main selling platforms.
Fun fact, on that day, I was in the hospital with my very young son who was very sick, and I left early to play the finals that just came out. Terrible. I knew he was fine. He was getting better. He was about to come home that night anyway, but I did leave early because I wanted to make a video covering the finals. And in my defense, that video got 112,000 views and started this whole channel. but that's a fun fact.
What type of father are you?
I know. But we wouldn't be here today without that decision. Just
Offering
saying.
a unique FPS experience compared to other titles at the time, the finals gave the unique appeal.
A thing about that is that I have days where some days I only want to play multiplayer games, some days I only want to play single player game. I need to be more like that. I need to be more like Shocho. I think my anger gets so bad because I don't do that. And I'm going to try, especially with Arc Raiders is going to be such a big thing for me, starting to play games for fun, which is what Panda and Mike Odinson and Shocho have been telling me to do for like 3 years, and I dip in and out of it. But Arc Raiders is going to allow me to stop trying to play for clips and try and play for fun. And that being able to dip through genres to do that is going to help my mental so much.
Fast-paced combat, all while combining elements of realistic weapons.
I'm addicted to
animations, and charm.
PvP too, Bob.
Not to mention giving us the ability to swap, build, and customize loadouts mid-match to better suit many of the chaotic variables that each match
I was so
may
excited
bring.
when this game came out.
Now, the original casual experience that players had in these early days came mostly from experimenting with builds, exploring the amazing game design, and having unpressured, unbiased fun.
Like
With
every new
community
game.
posting popular clips displaying crazy game tech, insane plays, and funny moments. But as we progress through the seasons to late 2025, it seems as though the community shifted from that casual, laid-back mentality to something more competitively focused.
Well, yeah, right? I mean, it's been almost 2 years. Like, if you're someone who played from the very beginning, like it sounds like this guy does, even if you play a little bit during the day, and I get maybe my perspective is skewed, right? Like no pun intended, haha. Maybe my perspective is skewed because I play this game more than the average person, probably, to get content out of it. I get rewarded. It's part of my paycheck. I always support my family. So maybe like I'm rewarded for putting more effort than the casual person. But as someone who also touches grass and plays the game, I think it's only natural to expect the average player base, literally week by week, the average player, as the weeks stack on, whether you leave the game and come back or not, that average player is not doing nothing. Like they're getting better as things change. Am I wrong? I feel like that explains that. It's not competitive players coming from competitive into the casual modes. Now season 3 is different. Season 3 is different. When they changed ranked from what it should be and what it is now to terminal attack, that's different. That's when this guy can be like, what the hell is going on with casual modes? All there are sweats. We had nothing else to do. I mean, Shocho Panda and we played different games. I mean, we got Emerald and then we just played different games because it was dumb because we're competitive. But all the sweats went in here. But now the ranked mode is right.
Bobware just shared 1 bit. I watched a video a while ago about how games only will get more and more competitive as they grow and players grow.
Yeah, that's just how it works. And I think that's a big reason why COD complains about sweatiness more than any other community right now. Since they recycle garbage over and over and over again every single year and nothing changes about the game. Keep in mind, I buy into it. I know Shocho's probably making fun of me because I'm making fun of it, but I'm one of the COD players. But they're like, if you played Black Ops 6 and you're about to play Black Ops 7, that entire cycle for both, nothing changes. So everyone who played the entire year in Black Ops 6 is going to pick up Black Ops 7 day one, and like 2% of things have changed. That average player is just going to pick up where they left off. It's just going to get sweatier. The finals is now starting to scratch the surface of this issue because we're starting to hit year 2. Also, esports just started, so we just focused our sights on the competitive scene. I just think it's natural. All right, here we go, back into it.
Was the finals ever a casual game to begin with?
I don't think it was.
I mean, the game is quite literally a game show where people are thrusted into a
all right, so this guy,
world to
okay,
fight for virtual
so he's
freedom
going to
and
touch on
glory.
this perspective.
But yet the appeal that the game used to have has shifted in a pretty large way from those humble beginnings. I mean, now it just seems as though the game's general feeling is so much more favored in the area of competitiveness that the casual fun that players once had is now overshadowed by meta builds, toxic players, and overall frustration. And
Hey, if you've seen Appo's most recent video, the majors, like the qualifiers for the majors just ended, and he's talking about meta slaves and meta builds. If there's ever been a game that has gone to esports level of intensity and sweatiness, it's always had like a meta area. If you watch the qualifiers, which I just went and watched the VODs of the qualifiers, and I looked at Appo's video going over all of the loadouts used or whatever, this is is the only game that at the highest level, I see non-meta stuff being used by people who are winning against the best of the best. So the meta slave narrative here, meta build narrative, doesn't really work there. Now, I was gonna say Shocho, Panda, and I. Panda doesn't really complain. Shocho and I do have our weapons that we think are ridiculous. They are different weapons. There are stuff that do need adjusted. The balance needs adjusted constantly, and they're a little bit slow in this game with it. This is the only game, I just will put it out there, this is the only game that at the top level, there doesn't seem to be a meta that you have to use to compete. Panda wanted me to tell you he does complain. Okay, yeah. That's true.
And if you look me dead in the eyes and tell me you've never had someone ruin your match by complaining for over 10 minutes before rage quitting, then I know you're lying. But in any case, I believe a cause for the overall comp mentality of the game comes from what I've titled the bleed effect. Now, the bleed effect is a natural result from most multiplayer FPS titles out there. Similar to games like Call of Duty, Valorant, or Apex Legends, it's when competitive players trickle out of ranked modes and make their way into more casual areas, similar to modes like Quick Cash and World Tour. Keeping their same mentality going into regular matches with the expectations of ranked skill and experience from their teammates, whether they're random or not.
That's an issue, yes.
This is something I find very odd in gaming as a whole.
Complaining to your teammates is crazy.
The immense disconnect to hop into a quick play mode and treat it like it's an esports tryout is just insane to me. I mean, if I'm loading up a casual match after working a 9 to 5, playing as Mooman, the Calcium Crusader, Destroyer of Light,
that fit's gonna fire.
What made you think this was gonna be a serious game by any means? And I want to pause on this so I can make something clear. Just because you like to play casually doesn't mean you get to be selfish and ruin the game for your teammates either. There's a major difference between fun for fun's sake and fun at others' cost. And I want to give a big shout out to Shino for pointing that out. But
I agree that some players may be like this, but in my experience, the problem is not people doing fun for fun's sake, but fun at your cost. Casual modes are one thing, and even then people want a chance at winning. But the issue of the soloer focused, what I want is more important mindset is a huge problem in ranked, especially where you are penalized for a bad outcome. While the sometimes toxic responses aren't acceptable, it's understandable. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I like that he got that out of the way. Like there's a balance, but I'm gonna wait for him to finish, but I don't think the bleed effect is real. I think it is the average gamer becoming better. But as he's saying, people, and I'm gonna touch on what Shocho said, that's a good point, but people that go into casual modes and complain to their teammates as if they're bad ranked teammates, like it doesn't matter. If I'm going into a round, and I do it like to myself, but if you go into game chat and do this, you go in and I'm like sweating for clips and pubs, which is the cheesiest, dumbest thing ever, but I'm doing it now, Caleb, in the middle of a monologue. If I go in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, my medium is playing dual swords, but I'm playing quick cash, and I'm like, oh, he doesn't revive me. If I turn my mic on and go, what are you guys doing? Go get the cash out. That's stupid. Like, my life is not on the line. There is not money on the line in quick cash. And I've experienced this too. I go in there and I'm like a above average skill player. Bob, do not use TTS to cook me. But I go in there and I have a bad game. I do not need Sir Whines a lot to turn on voice chat and sigh and go, oh, I hate randoms. We're in quick cash, bro. I can sit in the corner and jerk my shit for 30 minutes till the game's over, and you should just be fine with it. Like, you could be annoyed by me, but you're playing quick cash, bro. It's not even World Tour. So I agree with that. The complaining is insane. Caleb, what do you want? It better not be another Hitler joke. What do you want, Bob?
You're not above average SQ, you're super good.
Oh, it's a nice one. I didn't expect that. All right, back to the video. So let's see what he touches on after that. Also, that's a good point he brings up. And the best team SSG said that Pyke is insanely broken and Goo grenade needs a nerf, along with making every grenade a single use. That's true. And if you're gonna take any feedback, you should probably take the feedback from that best team, which touches on meta. So I was just going off of Appo's video. I'm not best of the best, so my perspective is a little bit skewed, pun intended. Also, I am gonna touch on that the lagging issue and the performance issues after this, but that's just something to be said before he goes forward. I'm glad he touched on the different perspectives.
The name of the game itself is, of course, to play the game, get a limbs, and try to win any match you queue into.
Yes.
But why is it that some players feel the need to push beyond that, with them expecting players to switch up their own enjoyment to suit their competitive play style?
That's insane. It's insane.
Just exhausting. And I know I'm not alone, because a good number of people share that same sentiment.
Is that
the quote-unquote
that common?
fun factor for the game is declining. This is because players who prefer a less stressful experience are starting to endure burnout, or even drop the game entirely. with some even going as far as to make entire Reddit posts listing their reasons why.
Stop being a jerk to players trying new things. That's true. Yeah. There was, oh my God, dude. There was a time like at the end of last season when they made Light super underpowered. I remember I would queue, and just by picking Light, people would just be dicks. Just because I'm a Light. And they would go push something alone without our team, die, and then turn on their mic to sigh and complain that I picked Light. I think this is what he's touching on. People like that.
Usually in one form or another, one of the main reasons all circle back to
Recently have been
players
getting
in a
like 10 to
competitive
20
mindset.
second long freezes. Yeah,
I
they
think
need
that
to fix
mindset-
that. I'm pausing the shit out of this video, and I'm sorry for whoever's gonna watch this YouTube video. But these servers and the freezes. Hell, Shocho couldn't even play the game at the beginning of the season, and he liked it. Shocho liked the beginning of the season, the content. He was more than happy to play. And he literally could not play. He could not get to the end of a world tour without crashing. And he would rejoin and crash again. That's not his fault. He's got a better PC than me, and his drivers are all up to date. He takes care of his PC better than mine, and he is not the only person that I've seen complain about that. They have to fix those issues before anything because that's bare minimum. Also, I think another video that's on our list to watch, we're not going to watch all of them tonight, obviously, but someone touches on, they're on 20-tick servers, and I've seen the most common thing has been between new players that have joined the game this season, because there's been an uptick, is the servers are on 20-tick servers. They need to be at least on 60. That's insane. And the TTK is too long. That's what they say. We got to get on at least 60-tick servers. I never want to complain about the game too much because of Arc Raiders, but yeah, come on. That's what I'm saying. It's the bare minimum. The game is fantastic. Love the finals. They have done a fantastic job with the manpower that they have, but tick rate and freezing, we have to fix those issues if you want the game to grow.
Overall is a double-edged sword, because with it, the engagement of the game has become more.
TTK
heavily
is not too
focused
long.
on
I'm just
making
saying
the
that's
little number
what I've heard.
become
I
a big
agree.
number, even when those numbers don't really matter. And nothing really shows this off more than the YouTube trends. Where other games have a healthy mix of news, guides, and funny moments, the finals trends lean more toward the former, having top-performing videos showcase overall information, guides, and tips to become a better overall player.
Dude, yeah.
Now, let me just say
That just
this isn't
changed.
a bad thing, and that this isn't the mindset for every finals player or creator. I mean, major finals creators like JFJ make the game enjoyable to play by displaying the core roots of what the finals is all about. Having fun-fueled mayhem with friends, all while experiencing the most outlandish stuff the game has to offer. And shout out to him, by the way, because he was the one who got me into the game in the first place.
Oh, hell yeah.
But with that, it moves me on to the main reason why I wanted to make this video.
Hey, I just want to put it out there. In terms of casual and competitive players in the finals, we could probably make a guess as to which side he's on. Right? If we're guessing if he's a casual or a competitive player, we can make a guess which side he's on. What weapon he's been using the whole time.
Because with the substantial rise of mainstream content
Same.
creators and streamers like Moist Critical finally seeing
Dude, who is that? What's his name? Skips or
the rise of mainstream
What is
content
it?
creators
Flats.
and streamers like Moist
dude, Flats is just a finals player now, bro. Even his YouTube shorts are just all finals.
Critical,
Dude's
finally
hooked.
seeing how good this game truly
I never
is.
saw that coming.
I'm fearful that the subsequent players who pick up the game for the first time will not stay long once the hype dies down. This is partly
Yeah, I
because of
agree.
the high competitiveness the finals carries, as well as it lacking game modes that offer a more casual playing experience. I mean, modes like TDM and Power Shift are great examples of that. Quick one-off matches that don't really provide an area for over-the-top competitiveness.
Yeah,
Giving
they're
the players who load into them something similar to an arcade-style matchup with no real gains other than experience.
That's why everyone loves Power
Yet the
Shift.
game's main bread and butter feels rather stunted, with me dropping into a match with the expectations of casual tomfoolery with the boys, only to have us turn serious and instant a light gets a little too happy with trolling everyone with a double barrel.
Dude. Okay, yeah, the double barrel is an issue. I experienced that this morning. It is an issue. It's so stupid. But I just find it funny that every casual player that has an issue with sweaty players, all of them hate lights. All of them hate lights. I don't know how to say this nicely, but if you're like, you're my boy, me and my boys hate lights. Like, me and all my homies hate lights. Skill issue, bro. I'm sorry, bro, but if you feel that, this is my opinion, but if you feel that way, skill issue. And I'm not even a light main. Right now, I kind of am, but lights are so easy to kill, man. I mean, the shock double barrel does need a nerf. It does. It's stupid.
You know exactly
I think it's a skill
who you
issue.
are, and I will destroy you. But I mean, maybe if we had more solid game modes to run casually, like heavy hitters for a more
so
long-term
easy to kill.
duration, then maybe it can improve the game further in the future. I don't know, y'all. I feel like I might be the odd man out on this one. Because when I posted a similar question about this a while back,
I've seen many new players expressing their frustration with the community, saying that as a new player, they don't feel any ease into the game. From Quick Cash to World Tour, they get grief for not knowing what they're doing. That's unacceptable. My question to y'all is, do you think that the game is too stressed on being the best in every match, or just a few bad players tainting the game's reputation? That's a good question. That's a good question. Like, you should not be grieved for not knowing what you're doing.
I received a comment that made a pretty
Kill
good
the game.
point.
Lights are annoying,
saying
yeah,
the
but they're
game
not
is
OP at all.
definitely sweaty, but so is every other game out there. And
Yeah.
that's true. But yet, unlike those other games, I feel like for the finals, that's all it really has going for it. However, to answer the main question of the video, does competitive play ruin the finals? No.
Oh,
At least, not yet. Because despite the overall feelings this game brings, I still feel like the game has many different areas and aspects that make the game immensely fun to play overall. And despite its flaws, it's still improving and becoming greater due to the amazing community and Embark's active development team. However, if it does continue to follow that competitive mindset, I fear that it could become a game that can easily fade away into irrelevance, almost similarly to how Apex Legends did back in early 2023.
yeah. I just, at this point, yeah, it does need more game modes that are chill. I agree, Bob. At this point, I don't think the finals will ever die. I don't think so. It's the same. He brings up Apex Legends. That's a great example. Another example I'm going to bring up is Destiny 2. Objectively, those games are dead, but they're still like the biggest player base in gaming. But like, I desperately recently want to play Apex, right? It is a movement shooter. I love movement shooters. The issue is it's like 25 years old. Well, I'm over exaggerating, but it's a ridiculous amount of years old as a video game. People who've been playing since day one, right? I was playing Warzone or Touching Grass back when that came out. I don't even think I was into video PvP games when this game came out, which is insane. I'm picking up day one, trying to compete with people who have played this game for over a decade. The appeal there for I want to make content on Apex. I do. That's why I'm making myself learn it. If you are a normal person, who the hell is just picking up Apex Legends? And I'm sure the shareholders are like, how do we fix this problem? You can't. You can't. The average gamer's too good. It's too good. Apex is a good example, not as good as Destiny 2. Oh my God. When Destiny 2 came out, even older, I'm pretty good. I was in college and I played the shit out of Destiny 2 and I was top 30 on the leaderboard in Crucible. I was good as shit at that game. I loved Destiny 2 so much. And I keep coming back trying to play it again, but I watched a creator again, Say Wallabra. If you guys watch any of, I watch all his videos because I like to keep my pulse on Destiny 2. I think it's a great game, feels great. PvP feels amazing, but the issue being, that's a prime example of who the hell is a new player gonna pick up Destiny 2? No one. Because these people have been playing for a decade. Not even just playing against people, because you can play PvE. I feel like I'm so behind. You come out of the tutorial in Destiny 2, and you're faced with a wall of, here's 500 hours of shit you gotta do before you're close to catching up to everyone. And I feel the desire, but holy shit, man, it's just not worth it. Panda quiet. So we're only on year 2. The finals is a PvP competitive movement shooter, and I think that is just what happens in these games. And if they do not die after a certain point, like XDefiant and stuff like that, I don't think it will. And these players will just keep playing it because of the amount of time they've invested. And I think we've hit that safe zone with the finals. Unfortunately, we hit that safe zone when we're only at about 200k players, including console. That's my thoughts on that.
Providing almost no new content.
I don't think it'll die.
And cheating, all on top of having a
Cheating
high
will
skill
kill
cap
it,
that can absolutely devastate newer players coming into the game. But going back to the finals,
I don't think
with
you can
Embark
fix that.
being a non-AAA game studio, that failure could cripple their company in more ways than any other established mainstream studios.
Not with
But
our
that's not to
graders.
say
They're
there's
already
no hope,
safe.
because I believe that it can excel due to their unique world, mechanics, and team. But my experience and opinion alone is not the overall perspective. So I want to hear more from y'all. What are your thoughts on this?
You're welcome.
Do you think the game is still casual? Do you think ranked is a problem?
No, it's not casual.
Or am I just washed? Either way, I want to know y'all's opinions and experiences with the game. So comment down below and let me know what y'all think. And with that being said, subscribe if you vibe. Lights are the worst.
Lights are the worst, bruh. Not this season. Vicky Clips, thank you for the follow. I'm gonna give you a quick skew for it. But that was a good video. I like his perspective. I like someone who actually knows how to make content on the game and enjoy the game for what it is, actually voice their opinion in such a good, well-stated way. But I think overall, I disagree with most of it. I think we've hit PvP game immortality, just like the heavy hitters. We've just hit immortality at a lower player base than usual. Finals won't go away. And Embark's already safe because Arc Raider, there's no way Arc Raiders is gonna, well, I shouldn't say no way, but I think they're focused on that. And the players that have stuck around are gonna stick around. And you can't, as a developer, you can't hurdle the fact that these players that have played the finals have played it for almost 2 years. Like, you can't take away, you take away their experience that fixes the issue, you can't do it. So I remember you off YouTube, and I've watched your controller settings videos when I first started playing the finals a year ago. Nice to see you streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I'm finally on the Purple app. Thank you for seeing me, clicking on me, and hitting that follow. Glad I could help you. And when are you going to play the finals with me? Whenever I'm on, Bob. Whenever I'm on.
And if y'all don't mind, I got to go gamble some more.
Great video.